When 68-year-old Marty Shaw joined basic training, the younger recruits mocked her faded tattoo. But when a 4-star general saw it, he saluted her and the real mission began. Marty Shaw stood at attention in the dusty Texas training yard, her silver ponytail tucked neatly under her cap. At 68, she was decades older than the other recruits, her slight frame swallowed by the oversized fatigues. The drill sergeant, a muscular man in his 30s, barked at her to remove the bandage covering her forearm. When she peeled it back, revealing a faded tattoo of an eagle clutching a cipher, the squad burst into laughter. "Looks like Granny raided a biker garage sale," sneered Corporal Diaz, a cocky 22-year-old with a lip ring. The sergeant frowned at the design, his eyes narrowing. He snapped a photo and sent it up the chain. Within minutes, a black SUV screeched into the compound. A 4-star general stepped out, his medals glinting in the sun. He stared at Marty's tattoo, then snapped a crisp salute, leaving the recruits gaping. Marty simply rewrapped her arm, her weathered hand steady. The laughter died as the general whispered, "Welcome back, Captain." That night in the barracks, Diaz and others mocked her. Captain of what? The knitting brigade? But Marty lay quietly in her bunk, tracing the cipher only she could read, the last living key to Operation Silent Wings. The barracks buzzed with rumors after Marty's encounter with the general. Private Kim, a sharp-eyed recruit, noticed Marty sketching strange symbols in a worn notebook during downtime. "What's that, Grandma? Your grocery list?" Diaz snatched the book, flipping through pages filled with encrypted coordinates and diagrams of Cold War-era aircraft. Marty stood slowly, her voice calm but firm. "That's classified." The room fell silent. Later, during night drills, Marty outperformed recruits half her age, disarming a mock bomb in 30 seconds flat. Sergeant Cruz, a no-nonsense woman with a prosthetic leg, pulled Marty aside. "I served with a pilot who had that eagle tattoo. Disappeared in 79. Marty's eyes flickered, but she said nothing. The next morning, a cryptic message arrived for Marty. "The nest remembers." She burned it in the latrine sink, her reflection grim in the flickering light. That afternoon, Diaz found his locker vandalized, his prized Air Force patches shredded, a single eagle feather left in their place. The whispers grew louder, tinged with fear now. Marty just kept polishing her boots, her cipher glowing faintly under the fluorescent lights. During a surprise inspection, Colonel Voss confiscated Marty's notebook. His smirk faded as he deciphered a single entry, coordinates to a crashed Su-71 Blackbird lost in 1981. "This was never declassified," he hissed. Marty stood motionless. When Voss threatened charges, General Hayes stormed in, slamming the notebook shut. "You re-holding the only record of Operation Silent Wings," he growled. That night, Hayes revealed the truth to senior staff. Marty had been the navigator on a top-secret mission to recover Soviet tech. Shot down over Siberia, she walked 200 miles to safety, her team's identities erased to avoid an international incident. Back in the barracks, Diaz found Marty staring at the stars. "Why come back now?" he muttered. Marty finally spoke, the cipher's changing. "They recoming." Suddenly, lights swept the compound. Unmarked helicopters descended, armed men in black fatigues rappelling down. Marty grabbed Diaz. "Run." The intruders stormed the barracks, grabbing recruits for interrogation. Marty slipped away, scaling a drainage pipe to General Hayes' office. Inside, she found him dead, a single eagle feather pinned to his chest with a dagger. She yanked open his safe, pulling out a dusty file labeled "Silent Wings Eyes Only." Footsteps echoed outside. Diaz appeared, blood trickling from his lip. "They're Russian. They kept asking about you." Marty shoved the file at him. "Memorized page 12. Burn the rest." As Diaz read about a Soviet mole compromising their mission, Marty pried up a floorboard, retrieving a rusted key. "This unlocks Hangar 7, she said. "There's a plane there that shouldn't exist." They fled as the door splintered. In Hangar 7, they found an immaculate Su-71 with Marty's name etched on the cockpit. "I didn't walk home," she whispered. "I flew." Outside, shots grew closer. "Can you still do it?" Diaz asked. Marty's hands trembled until she gripped the controls. Then, steady as stone, Marty fired up the Su-71's engines just as armed men burst into the hangar. Diaz clung to the co-pilot seat as they roared down the runway, bullets pinging the fuselage. "Coordinates," Marty barked. Diaz recited page 12, the location of a hidden Cold War bunker holding evidence of the mole. As they breached Mach 3, Marty's cipher tattoo suddenly glowed, signing with the plane's nav system. "It's biometric," she realized. The final key. They landed at a derelict Air Force base, where Marty uncovered files proving the high-ranking senator had betrayed her team. Global news outlets swarmed as Diaz live-streamed the evidence. Back at camp, recruits watched in awe as 68-year-old Marty taxied home, her silver hair whipping in the jet wash. Diaz helped her down, then surprised everyone by saluting. One by one, the entire squad followed, even Voss. Marty simply touched her tattoo, then nodded at the horizon where her crew had vanished. "We finished it," she whispered. Weeks later, Diaz found a package on his bunk, Marty's notebook, now filled with new coordinates. The last page read, "For the next generation of wings."